everybody. How are we all doing? And welcome to Bite Size, our Monday sort of mini version kind of thing of our award-winning podcasters recorded live on a Friday. So thank you very much to everybody who is joining us live. If you're listening to this as a podcast, we record this and all our shows live. Well, saying that, Friday is the pre-record. But yeah, we record I'd say 95% of our shows live, which is quite unique. And this only works if you guys get involved. So, again, if you're listening to this as a podcast, it'd be great if you join us live maybe once and get involved in the convo in the chat. So, if you are joining us live, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Make sure you get into that chat, load us up. Thank you, Gary. Load us up with comments, questions, conversations. I don't know, whatever, whatever you want to talk about. I don't really care. I just like hanging out with you for half hour, say, on a Monday evening. And yeah, that's basically how we roll. So let's get the admin done. We always do a little bit of admin at the start of the show. I just got to thank to all our YouTube members. Well, I really appreciate the support of the channel. To all our subscribers as well. Thank you very much to everybody who subscribes. There's a little YouTube channel that we've carved out in the corner of the UK. So thank you very much to everybody who is a subscriber to the channel, but you don't have to be a subscriber, which actually is a bit like the running club, really. You don't have to really do anything. You just sign up for free. It's quite a unique model that we have, which is probably why we're the biggest running club in the UK. But there we go. So thank you to everybody. And again, thanks to everybody. I'll come on to your questions, comments, and all that sort of stuff in just a sec. So let's bring you up to speed with what's been going on. So last week was what should we say, recovery week? Yeah, that's probably best way to say it. I'm training for the New York Marathon. We've only got 5 weeks left now, I think. So I did Berlin, which was over a week ago, which is incredible to think it was a week ago. So yeah, so that was then. So I did about 20 miles last week, for argument's sake, just to sort of get the legs moving. Did a nice 13 miles on Saturday, which felt really good. Did them in the Primex 2 Strung. I'll come on to that in a minute. But yeah, so I felt okay on that. So that was good news. Yeah, so about 20 miles this week, aiming to pick the miles back up again, back permitting. Again, I've been slightly injured. So all this is subject to how my back holds up. But ideally, I'm going to pick up about 40 odd miles this week. And then hopefully I'm going to sort of creep up the mileage a little bit before we taper into New York. This Sunday, I've got a race. So hopefully you guys are also racing this weekend. Let me know in the comments if you're racing or where you are racing. I was Cafusi on tonight. I didn't know that. That's good news. It's good to have him back. I know he's in Italy, and I'm super excited to hopefully catch up with him in November. So that'd be good. I love that man. Love his channel. Just says it how it is, and I don't know. He's not trying to sell you anything or anything like that. He's just out there doing his thing, which is kind of cool. He's probably one of the coolest guys on YouTube. I think it's pretty awesome. So yes, so that was that. So Under Armour shoes for me at the moment. The Velocity 3 Flow things or whatever they're called. Trying to get a few miles in them so we can put a sort of first thoughts review out on them. So that'll be coming your way towards the end of the week if I get enough miles in them. Primex Strung 2 put the video out today. Thanks to everybody who's watched that already, and thanks to everybody actually who's watched the Berlin Marathon videos that we put out and the love that we got for those videos. But yeah, put the Primex 2 Strung. It's just a very expensive shoe that you don't need, and that's probably the best way to describe it. You don't need the shoe. If you've got 250 quid and you want to put it on it, great. I think you'll have some fun in it. But you don't need to spend £250 on the Primex 2 Strung. Let me know in the comments if you did yeah, go for the Primex 2 Strung and how have you found it. But yeah, it's just, you don't need to spend £250. You don't really need to spend 250. Someone said to me today that I used to be the man of the cheap shoes, and then I'm reviewing these really expensive shoes. So obviously he's not seen the videos on that we've done about marathon training for under £100 and all this sort of stuff. But it's a shoe that you just don't need, and I think I made that quite clear in there. So whoever that was who called me out, just watch the video. I think he was referencing the fact that I was recommending the Super Blast, which I think you got to recommend the Super Blast. You can pick it up for 155 quid, which is still a lot of money, but I think that offers incredible value because you can do literally everything in that, including race day, which I think's Really important. I think some people do miss that. Definitely check out the video on the Primex 2 Strong if you're thinking about it, because hopefully it stops you from doing that. Couple of shoes I can't talk about. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to talk about them at some point. I've got a couple of shoes in that I've started to use and wear that I can't talk about. I'm embargoed on them. So you'll just have to bear with me. So I'm not going to show you or talk about new shoes that we've got in at the moment, other than the Under Armour, which is downstairs, actually soaking wet. Did 3 miles in them today. But yeah, I can't. There's 2 shoes I can't talk about, so you'll just have to bear with me. And it's quite interesting, I think. I don't know about you, but it's obviously October. We tend to get some new launches come in October. Like I've seen a couple of videos pop up on the Nike Vomero. Be interested to know if you guys are going to go for that or not. Looks like a load of toilet to me, to be perfectly honest with you. Don't see any point buying that shoe. Let's see if we get sent a pair, or is there any demand for me to review them? But I just think they look terrible, and doesn't look like there's any reason to own them. But always happy to be proved otherwise. I'm not going to get sent them from some people I know of, because I upset them with the last video I did. But yeah, but let me know. Let me know if you want me to have a look at the Vomero. But I could just tell you now, I think it looks a disaster, waiting to happen. And anybody telling you otherwise, question why they're saying that. But anyway, let's see. Let me know. What else? Yeah, I think that's probably about it. I think I've got myself into enough trouble there. Do you like my hat, by the way? It's the Tokyo hat that Toby got me. It's got a big weekend coming up. Right. Okay. So let's jump in to the chats. Now we've got to give Bam Bam a shout out, who's a regular viewer, commenter, tuner-inner, FORDY runner. He smashed the living daylights out of his marathon PB yesterday. So we've got to give him a big, big shout out. He absolutely drilled it yesterday at the Loch Ness Marathon on a tough course. So take a bow, young man. Cracking job. Call Me 2000 is in Dublin. Thank you very much for joining us from Dublin. Just about to head out on a 10K. Hopefully it's not raining and thundering and lightning like we've got here. It's absolutely disastrous. My shoes, my coat, my hat are all in the bath. They're that wet. It's ridiculous. I'm okay, thank you. Actually, I'm pretty relaxed this week. So I'm sorry, someone was asking Shakia. I'm going to say this wrong, so apology, Shakia. But I'm okay. I'm pretty relaxed. Last week I was very anxious. Anxiety was getting the better of me, but this week I'm pretty relaxed. So let's see what see what comes my way this week. You never know. You never know. I up 40. Any tips for shin splints? I would look at the source of the shin splints. It's probably either overtraining, running too fast is usually a good way. Try and strengthen if you can, to take some of that pressure off of those shins. In terms of when I've had shin splints, I've got some of them wraps. They're like cool wraps that tend to sort it out. But ideally, you just rest and get them healed, but then just take your time and coming back. The thing is with shin splints is usually overtraining and running too fast. So just have a look. Maybe look to strengthen and build your muscles to take some of that pressure off those shin splints, those shins as well, because that's usually the issue. Shoes can have an impact on it. There's no denying that, but I think most of the time it's solved by training correctly, strengthening your legs and your core and everything else. Just that whole chain. Just making sure you're a stronger runner, and making sure you slow down and run easy when you're meant to be running easy, and then concentrate on the hard and medium stuff when you're meant to be doing that. Evening, everybody else. Gav, yeah, there's so many of you. Thanks very much. David, I love this. Evening, cowboys and cowgirls. I've got my cowboy up t-shirt on. Look. Heroes, inspired by you lot. Got a new one made for myself. So thanks to everybody. If you don't know the story, listen back to a few episodes ago. We was talking about where the cowboy up t-shirts originate from. I've got a new one coming, new design that I'm gonna it won't be on sale because I'll get told off, but it's another one that's coming out soon. Can't talk about it. Just makes me laugh thinking about it. Okay, right, Mick, good evening, FORDY. How's the back going up? Yeah, so it's got a little bit better, I would say, in terms of pain. I'm at the point where I can walk without pain. I've got like a dull ache at the bottom. If you don't know, it's my disc. It's causing still havoc with my stomach on days where it flares up. But in general, touch wood, it's a fraction better. My left groin's still tender, I would say. I'm using a massage gun, which I found is relieving some of it. So I'm massaging in my back and around the sciatic nerve, around that whole area on both sides, and that seems to be, I would say, easing it, but it seems to be helping a little bit. So let's see. Got to say, got to take the mileage up a little bit and see what happens. Basically, because ideally I sort of do a little bit more miles this week. Because I've got a race on Sunday, a little bit more miles following week, peak the following week after that, and then taper. So let's see how the body goes. I know my default will be 35 miles because that's what I was getting away with before Berlin. So let's see what happens. Who knows? But again, I'm not going to New York to race it, right? So I'm just going along for a good time. What's this? Deb Hill. I'm struggling to find a good race trainer for a woman with big, wide feet, a size 9. Any suggestions? Have you tried? And this is a very, I would say probably not ignorant, but because I don't know. Have you tried the men's sizes, Deb? I apologise if you have, and if that's a stupid thing to say, but have you tried them? And I know, are you desperately after carbon? Because I know, for example, the Super Blast is a unisex shoe. The Asics, whether that's wide enough for you, it's got a big wide platform. The Saucony Kinvara Pro is a little bit wider than I've seen. The Endorphin Pro actually is quite wide for a race shoe. Again, I appreciate the Saucony Endorphin Pro. You may have to remortgage. That's the only thing with it. So, yeah. Oh, Dermot, thank you very much, Dermot, for the Berlin vlog. Yeah, we put the 2 videos out. We did the race one, and then we did the 40 runs weekend, which is a homage to my dear friend Mike Kafuzi. Obviously, he does these runners weekends, and yeah, I like that style of what he does. I would say I take my own spin on that. I think it's fair to say. But a lot of it is a homage to him. I just love his content, and I think if you're not subscribed to his channel, I think you should. I think you should subscribe to his, and I think you should subscribe to Believe in the Run, because I think those guys do arguably the best shoe reviews out there. But that's just my opinion, and doesn't really make any difference. But more importantly, they're just nice guys. I think that goes a long way. There's a lot of people out there who just aren't nice people, but I pretend to be. Kurt Wilson, thank you. Your wise words, tips, and brilliant ideas took me to a PB at the Cardiff half. Well done, knocking 6.5 minutes. Wow, what a legend. 6.5 minutes. You and Bam Bam should be ringing the bells. Ding, 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 ding. That's incredible. 1:35:25. That's amazing. Wow. Gavin, what's happening this time next week? Chicago will be done and dusted. Yes, it will be, Gavin. 100%. Yes, it will be. Oh yeah, guys, it's so exciting news. If you're in the UK, we've just in the process of launching another 2 satellite groups. So we've got Nottingham and Oxford starting. I think Oxford's starting before Nottingham. So if you're in Nottingham or you're in Oxford, maybe you're listening to this as a podcast, whatever, go over to fordyruns.com/contact. Fill out that and get in touch, and we'll set you up. It's a free weekly social run, all abilities, all our clubs. The whole ethos is all abilities, all inclusive. We do not care how fast or slow you are. We don't care how much distance you can run. We simply do not care, and we make sure everything is catered for our sessions. Which is, I think, one of the reasons why we are now the biggest running club in the UK for everyday runners. I think that's probably one of the big reasons for that. So, yeah, come along, get the contact details, get involved. If you're not part of the Global Run Club, we've got a virtual running club that goes out twice a week. It's free. Again, no one's trying to sell you anything here. It's free. It's twice a week. You can get involved. And it doesn't matter where you are in the world. You can be part of that. We've got the trail crew as well. You can be part of that for free. Everything's free. Just come along. You're welcome. Penny's doing the Chester Marathon. That's this weekend. Yeah, good luck with that, Penny. Hope that goes well for you. Evening, Seamus. Recommendations for head torch. We've got a video coming on head torches, by the way. The guys at Start Fitness have kindly sent me a sort of, should we say, winter care package. So hopefully that won't be too long to come out. There's some good value ones on Start Fitness. Obviously, use the code 40runs. You'll get 10% off. But get over there, the ones on there it's much of a muchness in it. I think if you're road based, you just want something that's going to be seen, but also can light that path up a little bit for you as you're going along. But yeah, we've got a cool video coming out on that as well. So watch out for that. Evening. What's this? My highlight today in the evening, Nick. My highlight today was getting a pair of Saucony Endorphin Pro 3s for £135 plus a discount code. They arrive and look awesome. Can't wait to take them out. I think you're going to enjoy them. It's an interesting topic, Nick. I just spent £65. Actually, it was less than that. Of my own money, which is unusual for me, on my own money and I'm not going to tell you what they were because it's for a video, but on a pair of shoes. But what I will say is that I don't think they are a particularly good shoe. But I've spent £65 of my own money on them, and I'm going to put a video out about them. So wait on this. But where I'm coming to, there's some real bargains out there at the moment. Yeah, there's some real bargains out there. I think we're getting to that stage of the year where the brands have already got their plans on what's coming out, dropping when. So I think you're going to start seeing even more money off some of these shoes, which is great news, right? Because you can get some absolute bangers for some seriously cheap discounted. Again, just Start Finish is a great example of finding some of the older models and getting involved as well. So Gary got round the great Scottish half. What's this? Oh, Mark's at Chester. Hopefully a load of 40 meetups. That'd be good. Adidas Pro 2 or 3. 3. The 2 was not for me. What's this? Mark. Can you explain the embargo? Yes, that's where we have a shoe that we've been told that we can't talk about, show pictures of. There's some restrictions. It's not necessarily a shoe. It's usually a piece of kit or an item or something that we've been sent for the purpose of review. And we get strict instructions on when we can release stuff. So you'll see that on YouTube quite a bit. You'll see a lot of videos of the same shoe or the same bit of kit drop on at the same time. Garmin watches a classic, or like there was a shoe. What was it the other day? I can't even remember. Basically, the same shoe. It's usually like the journalists get them. And again, if you don't know, the journalists are getting paid to write the stuff, right? But then you get obviously the guys in the US. They have different dates in which they can release stuff as well, because a lot of the brands work differently. So the US release date will be different to what maybe the Europe release date is or the Asia release date is. So it all depends. The embargo can be different for different places. That's why sometimes you may see a UK YouTuber come out with a review before the US guys, and then all of a sudden the US guys will drop on a certain day, and it's all relating to the dates in which has been agreed by the marketing departments. So the embargo means that you can't talk about it, you can't post pictures of it on Instagram. It's a good one to follow is Thomas from Believe in the Run. He's usually pixelating his shoes that he can't talk about, or Kafuzi on Strava will say it's a shoe that he's not allowed to talk about. And then we'll be given a release date in which we can come out with and release stuff. So whether we release that on social media or we put it out a video, whatever it is. So that's how the embargoes work, and they get really upset if you break that embargo. Really, really, really upset. So yeah, hopefully that explains that really. But what you tend to find is we're like, so I'm running in the stuff at the moment, and I'm just not taking pictures of them, putting them on social or anything like that. And I'll have the video ready. Saying that, one of them I won't have, but usually I have the video ready for when the embargo lifts, and then it'll drop at a certain time. Sometimes I don't know with the embargoes. I do it deliberately later because I just don't want to rush out the video for a point of it. If I'm not happy with the amount of miles or happy with where I'm at in the shoe, I'll make a decision then and there. But yeah, there's definitely one of the shoes I've got in at the moment that won't be coming out when the embargo lifts. For sure, because basically I won't have enough mileage in it to do I think a decent review on it, or make an adult conversation about it. And again, it's not having to go anyone. Everyone does what they want to do. I don't care. Gaz, do the Boston 12 soften up? Yes, they do. They seem a lot firmer than they are a lot firmer than the Saucony Speed 3s, and I think that's a good thing. They're stable and they are more traditional feeling. That light strike in them is firm, but light strike does come towards you. It's like when that was the thing with the SL Adidas shoe. Everybody said, "Oh, this is useless. It's too far." Blah, blah, blah. But it comes to you. It does. It's not as quick, let's say, as React foam, but it does definitely come towards you, that light strike. And I like that light strike because it is firm if you're looking for a stable ride. But it does come to you. Gavin. So my point is, guys, hang on in there. Gavin, Berlin Marathon video was a cracker. Thank you. The expo building looked amazing. Yeah, it is. It's pretty cool. Yeah, it was a cool experience. The whole Berlin Marathon, the expo, the traveling around the city and all that sort of stuff. I would thoroughly recommend the Berlin Marathon. I really, really would. Guy, I've just seen your comment about the Birmingham satellite group. Get on to fordyruns.com. Look under the satellites. You can see the information on there. We have a Birmingham satellite. I thoroughly recommend it. It's on a Wednesday. Oh, Penny's just answered. It's on a Wednesday at 6:30. Yeah, it's free to join up. Just get on there and check it out. Mark goes along, who's just commented as well. So thank you guys for commenting and helping out there. What's this? If you personally had to run a marathon in a pair of Puma shoes, what shoe would it be and why? I would probably run it in the Elite. Yeah, I'd probably run them in the Elite. Although that's a soft shoe, or would I go for the DV8 Nitro 2? Actually, I might go for the DV8 Nitro 2. I ran the Fast R. I ran the Great North Running, and that's a half marathon 10K shoe for me. The Elite is just a really fun shoe, and you could probably get away with them in a marathon, but I do find them a fraction unstable. So I would probably go. Yeah, I'd probably go for the DV8 Nitro 2. And again, I wouldn't be chasing necessarily a time. It's a stable ride, good outsole. It's not going to set the doors, blow the doors off, but it is a good ride. It's a steady ride, and it's very competent. I mean, listen, I just ran the Berlin Marathon in a pair of Skechers Go Ride 11s, right? So, I'm not really fussed about, what I wear, really. I think I just showed that. How do I know when my shoes are worn to a point where I need new ones? I just think that the areas in which you wear them out quickly, that it gets to that point where there's like little grip on there, little outsole coverage on there. You start really tearing up the midsole compound around the edges and that sort of thing. Also, I find, and I've got it in a pair of shoes, which I'm not going to talk about tonight because I'm going to put my thoughts down in a video about it. But I've got a pair of shoes that really is bottomed out. I really feel like I'm running on the carbon plate. The midsole's really lost all its that sort of secret sauce. I mean, they've got over 100 miles in them, but they've already dropped a lot of the foam, just really is compressed down in them. So yeah, I think you just feel it. You feel it. You feel that loss of like giddy up in them, but also the wear as well. But there's probably more wear in them than we think. So maybe have a look at that. I don't know if that helps or not. I'm probably the worst person to ask that because obviously we try and keep certain shoes for a certain mileage, but we've got a heavy rotation of shoes, so I'm probably the worst person to ask. So apologies for that. Anyone had the Kayano 30s for a while? Yes, mine are in the garage. Wondering what the durability is like. No problem at all. Again, I've not got heavy miles on them. Absolutely no problem with the outsole. I mean, those things will probably go 300 miles, 400 miles if you wanted to. Yeah. Well, are yours churning up, Pork Chop? Let us know. Give some feedback to the people. Chris is I saw you use Kendall Mint and High Five gels in Berlin. Did you alternate them? Yes, I did. So I took a Kendall Mint gel at 4 miles, 4, 8, 12, and then at 16 I took a High Five caffeinated gel, which then took me into 20, where I took another Kendall gel, and then for 23 I had another caffeinated gel, which I didn't take because I'd already backed off by then. So if I was pushing, or if I'd if I dipped, let's say it was New York and I wasn't, I didn't have a race like after it quite quickly, like after Berlin, I would have taken that gel at 23 to get me through the last section. But I would have taken the caffeinated one there. That's my usual strategy. Is every 4 miles we did a video about it. We changed it up some while ago. And I took the gels 4, 8, 12, 16s are caffeinated, 20s are normal, and then at 23, I bring that instead of the 4 miles, I bring it forward a little bit. That would have been a decaffeinated. That would have been a caffeinated gel, just to get me through that last 3 miles. That caffeine, hopefully, just helps me respond in those last mile or two. So yeah, hopefully that helps. Simon's at the Royal Parks. It's going to be a warm one by the looks of things. It's going to be warm in Chicago and it's going to be warm at the Royal Parks. Be careful out there, guys. It's dark. Robert Hallam out on easy pace run tonight before Chicago and nearly taken out by someone opening a car door. Yeah, you've got to be really careful. You've got to remember, most of the motorists don't look for runners. Make yourself visible. And yeah, just make sure you're doing all the bits. The head, like we were talking about earlier, headlamps, chest torches, fluorescent kit tops. We've got the winter satellite tops that are now out there with the reflective elements on them and stuff like that. You've got to be seen while you're out there. Okay, so just you're all grown up adults, so it still makes me laugh when I see people though with like in black with no lights on in the dark. Which reminds me, I've actually got to charge my light up. So thank you, Robert. Adam Brown, evening, everybody. New to the podcast and first time watching live. Thanks very much, Adam. We appreciate it. Currently training for a Lady Bauer 50K. I was pacing at Knutsbridge and one of your group were running. That's great. Glad to hear that you saw one of the team out there smashing it. Hopefully, we've now converted you to be part of the family, Adam. It's great to have you here. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. And thanks to everybody again who's commenting on all this sort of stuff. Yeah, it's awesome. Tom, evening 40, running the Kingston half in just under 3 races. Hoping to smash it in about 2 hours. Good for you, Tom. Make sure you've got the right strategy for the day. Get there and make sure you have it clear in your mind what you're going to do on that race start. Don't overthink it, but make sure you have a clear strategy. How you're going to start those first 3 miles, all right? So make sure you do that. Okie dokie. Let me just have a cheeky sip of water. Old time. Okay, Chris, my question is, I'm a Saucony Speed 2 and 3 person in my daily running. Okay. Can you please suggest other shoes as good as the Saucony Speed? Yes, the Boston 12 from Adidas. Absolutely fantastic. That's a good shout, Alf. The Ultra Vanish are wide. Didn't try them, but that's a good shout. Did Rossi saying he's done 10 miles in the new Puma Velocity 2 yesterday? They're slippers. I'm curious how the Deviate Nitro worth it for the speed work. I would probably go for the Elite. Pick up a cheap pair of Elite for the speed work. I wouldn't go to the Deviate Nitro. I'd go for the Elite shoes for the speed work, and you can pick them up cheap. Mick's telling everyone to smash the like button, so get on that. But yeah, so I would definitely go for the Elite over the Deviate Nitro. Although they are the Deviate Nitro Elite, I think. Might be wrong. What's this? So Elliot got the Primex 2 Strungs and he likes it. If it's something I fancy above Superblast, which I love the art. So it rains non-stop in the Pacific Northwest. It's going to be a good long run shoe. Yeah, again, I was 13 miles in the shoe on Saturday. It felt great. It was doing everything I wanted it to do. Didn't feel unstable despite the 50 miller stack. Double plates are working real nice. And it felt great, the shoe, but it's not worth 250 quid. It's as simple as that. In my mind, I can't get over the fact that people have to pay 250 quid for that shoe. If the shoe was like 175 pounds, and that's not a justifiable amount of money, by the way, for a running shoe, but if it was somewhere around that, and then you could pick it up on a code, then I could get it. But 250 quid for that shoe is not worth it. I think a 250 pound shoe, if you're going to spend that sort of money, it needs to be your A-race number 1 racing shoe that you're going to use. And I wouldn't want to wear something that heavy in an A-race, if that makes any sense. And I hope that justifies my point of view. Alf, your vids are very unique to be Yeah, I suppose they are. I think in a bad way. Someone hammered me the other day for the lighting. Brilliant. So someone's saying thank you for the motivation knowledge. We're welcome. I don't just talk about usual sort of stuff. Thanks for shoe tips. We'll check them out. This is the question that we got to. Blimey, I'm a little bit behind, so I'm just going to rush through some of these because I'm conscious of the time. Dermot. Chris, going to try and mix my runs up during the winter for two reasons. The first being trying something different to keep motivated. Second, to get some heels and suggestions on a trail shoe, please. The Brooks Cascadia 17 or the Asics Fuji Speed 2. Fuji Speed 2 is a sort of quicker shoe. The Brooks Cascadia 17 is a nice balance between, I think, like the Trabuco Max 2, I absolutely love. It's like a slipper for the trails, but it's a big old boy and it's quite heavy. The Brooks sits in the middle of that, and then you've got the Fuji Speed from ASICS, which is a real fast, good, fun shoe. So I'd go. There's three shoes that I think work well. I'm coming down. Special one. Thank you very much for asking how I am. I'm good. I'm relaxed. Have you tried recovery compression boots? No, because they won't send them to me. Probably if they did, I'd tell them where to poke it because I can't be bothered to try them. It's too much faffing about. I'm an everyday runner. Does an everyday runner use compression recovery boots? No. We just finish our run. We got soaking wet. We come in, we shower, we eat, and we sit in front of the TV and watch golf or eat crisps. Do you know what I mean? No, I'm not. Compression boots. It's not to say they don't work, but no. Adam ran the Warrington half in a pair of Asics Metaspeed Sky Plus and got a PB. Well done. I know Betty Boy's going to be rocking his Metaspeed Sky Pluses. Have you got your hands on the Adidas Evo ones yet? Nope. Nah. £400. Nah. There is a chance. It's a slim chance that I am going to be sent a pair, but I'm not overly fussed if they do or they don't. Yeah, if they come through, they come through. If they don't, they don't. I'm really not that bothered, to be honest with you. Well, again, what justice am I going to do in that shoe? I mean, it's not relatable for you guys. It's a £400 shoe. I'm not going to run the sort of times that justifies that sort of shoe. So it's just a bit points. I'd like to see it. I've seen it. Sorry, I'd like to try it just to geek out, like I did with the Prime X2 Strung. It's just purely a geeking out exercise. But other than that, I mean, it's just pointless shoe for me. Pro 3 all day. Okay, don't forget to smash. Okay, where we go. We're getting to the end. Thank you very much for all you. I really do appreciate it. If Spigo was to run the Chicago Marathon, what would he run it in? That's a good point. Imagine if Spigo was in Chicago. What would he run in Chicago? I think Spigo would run Chicago. I think he'd go Skechers because he's hardcore. Yeah, I think because he ran the winter 10K in about 40 minutes in a pair of Skechers Max Road 5s. I kid you not. And he'd done no training for that either. So if he was to run if Spigo was to run in Chicago, I would say it'd be in a pair of Skechers, and that's purely speculation. Are you liking the lighting outfit or not? It's like a nice pink blue vibe going on tonight. I don't need to match my hat. What do you think? Like it or not? Oh, Gary, that's a good point. I've got to sort the socks out. I've got to give Shoe Socks a shout out, by the way. They sent me a care package. I've got to give a shout out to those guys. Use the code 4015, I think it is. Check out the Shoe Socks. I've got to sort the socks out. It's a good point. It still blows me away that you want to buy 40 round socks. I just, when I struggle to justify putting something like a pair of socks on sale. And I appreciate the fact that you may want them, but yeah, it's great. But again, it's something I've got to do. I think you can. What's this? I think you can have a bath and get compression. Yeah. What's this? I've been trying to wait. Last couple of questions. I've been waiting to try Skechers shoe. Grab the ride or wait for something coming soon. Yeah, I mean, I ran the Berlin Marathon in the ride 11. I mean, was I running a quick time for me? No. Was I comfortable? Very much. And the great thing is, you can run a marathon in that shoe, then you can go to the supermarket in it. Hero. That's how good it is. What's this? What is the Shoe Socks website? Shoe SHYU. I've packed them. Got my bag down there for tomorrow. I'll finish up on this. What is admin running? Is this admin running at the Chicago Marathon? Are you asking what she's running in the Chicago Marathon? What shoes? Because I can tell you. I don't know what I meant to tell you, but I can tell you if you want to know. Let me know. Come back. You've got about a minute. I reckon Speedgoat should do it in Crocs. Well, yeah, I suppose that is a challenge, but the boy's got a lot to do at the moment, so I don't want to overfill him at the moment. He's got some big challenges coming up. So yes, admin. I think I may be wrong, but I'm 99%. No, I am sure because I spoke to her about it at the weekend. She's running it in the Adidas Pro 3s. She's got a lovely pair, the mint color, same color as if you're listening to this pod, you won't see it, but see that. That's my Berlin jacket. It's actually Hayden's, but there's no way it's going to fit him. That's a medium jacket. He needs an extra large one, so that won't fit him. So I've kept it. But it's that mint color, the Pro 3s, and I'm this is how nuts I am, right? I've still got downstairs a pretty much new pair of Pro 3s from Adidas that I had for the Great North Run. But I'm still desperate to get those mint ones because I just think they look absolutely banging in that mint colorway. I don't know where I would use them, what I would do for them, and all that sort of stuff. But I just love that colorway. I just think it looks absolutely on fire. The mint colorway of the Pro 3s in the Adidas, I just think it's a cracking one. But yeah, there we go. So that's a good way to finish the show, talking about cracking looking shoes. So thank you very much to everybody who's tuned in live to this sort of mini live stream that we do on a Monday. I genuinely really appreciate you guys turning up. It's really, really a great thing to do on a Monday, hang out with you, chat about running shoes and other stuff. So if you are heading to Chicago, good luck to you. If you are doing Chester or you're doing the Royal Parks or you're doing, I don't know, whatever's coming up this weekend, there's some massive stuff coming to everybody. Just good luck, have fun, enjoy it. You don't need to be running times. I'll put it out on Instagram today. Look at my post I did. Me and Ben, we was coming out of the Brandon Gate Bridge, and everyone's focused on the finish. Me and him are focused on getting a selfie. I mean, that says it all, yeah. So to all those people who say, "Oh, you say you don't run for time," I don't run for times. Look at that picture, proves it. But yeah, it's great. Just go out, have fun, whatever it is. Just enjoy it. Enjoy the ride. Saddle up and get on out there and just enjoy it. It's cracking. So have fun. Let me know how you get on. Come back next Monday. Let's find out how everybody's got on. It's going to be a super busy weekend. It's going to be a big weekend for many people. So yeah, and I look forward to hearing about it. Make sure again that if you aren't subscribed to the YouTube channel and you're listening to this, make sure you do. Again, we've got those new satellite groups in Nottingham and Oxford. We've got over 35 satellite groups in the UK now. And if you want to start a local running group to you, get in touch, get on the contact page, and spread the love, spread the ethos out there. We need heroes to take the ethos across the country. We've got some massive news coming soon. Hopefully, I don't know. Hopefully, towards the end of the year, I can announce the big news that we've been working on for a while now. So hopefully that will come out. And we've got some other cool things coming as well, especially if you're in the club and the Facebook group, especially in the club. We've got some cool things that we're going to be offering out, maybe even tomorrow. So make sure you're part of that. And yeah, so thanks to everybody. I shall see you all next Monday. Don't forget, we haven't got a live show this Friday because the Chicago Marathon's on. So we've got a really good pre-recorded show with one of the guys from Skechers, and we're talking about running shoes and how they're made and what goes into making them and all that kind of stuff. It's really super interesting. So that drops at the usual time. I think the podcast actually will come out earlier in the day, but check that out. So again, we're not live on Friday. We've got a pre-record because of the Chicago Marathon. And that's it, guys. So I will see you. I'll catch up with you on Monday. Have a great week. Be safe out there. Make sure you wear your lights. I'm going to go and charge mine now. And yes, where's the outro for the show? There it is. So I will catch you all later.